Wow, look at these skies. Look at these skies. I really don't know what to say. So we just turned up, Patch and I, at about 1 a.m. and we're about an hour drive south of Thurso, and Thurso is the most northerly town we're going to. Look at the sky. Are these, there's something like...
At the roundabout, take the second exit.
Not tourist clouds or something like that. They got some fancy name, and they're very high altitude clouds that basically appear like they're glowing. You could mistake it for Aurora Borealis, which it might be, but it just seems so beautiful and baked into the sky. Yeah, anyway, we turned up at this roadworks, and it was absolutely epic roadworks. These guys were resurfacing the road, like a huge area, like I think well over a mile. So they just closed the road completely from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. So we got there at 1 a.m. And it also said was timed access, and I was the first van to turn up, so I must have just missed the previous. And I think what they're doing is every hour they were letting people through. So we sat not really knowing what was happening. In fact, there was a lorry behind us and it reversed for what must be an eternity. I did some research. It is if you go the other way, it doubles your driving time, and that's at best, because the route was really across this really crazy terrain. I suspect it would have taken much longer than 2 hours. And I just thought, well, all I'm going to do is drive to some space and at the docks, at the ferry port, and rest or sleep. When you see skies like this, I'll be like, when I arrive there, if the skies are like this, I don't think I'll be sleeping much. I think I'll be out filming.
Take the second exit to A9.
It's just incredible, isn't it? And it's a double roundabout. Second exit, so we're this way. In completely the wrong gear. There we go. This big wisp. So yeah, we can see some stars now, which is great. Wow, they're like these. They look somewhere between, like cross between Aurora Borealis, Northern Lights, chemtrails, and these not tourist clouds, whatever they are. These clouds that just appear to illuminate themselves in the sky. That guy was stuck behind me for like an hour as well, just under an hour at the traffic lights. But this is just, what a gift. And it's easy to get frustrated and go, oh, you know what? How dare they do those roadworks at that time of night? But you know what? I just practice a lot of gratitude. I'm so grateful for them. They're doing a great job, really fast, through the night, working through the night. I just saw past the sign there for the NC 500s. The North Coast 500. Luckily, Patch slept through the whole wait, so that's good news. So yeah, I was going back to saying it does feel like divine timing, and here I am. This is another amazing road. Look at this. I'm just shocked at these roads. You wouldn't know that you're driving, that have basically just cut through almost all of Scotland, and the roads are amazing. Okay, I didn't take like the most glamorous road. I didn't do it during the day, but it is so cool that you can reach all these incredible aspects of such a beautiful country, with roads that are, haven't so far not one dirt track. Struggling with speed in the wrong gear. Anyway, the engine got rest for a while, and I got a rest from driving, which was good. And I started catching up with some client emails, so that was good as well. I had a new booking. Thank you for the booking. And I did do. It's like I really overtaking me on that. Incredible. He was also driving on the wrong side of the road to do it, which is also incredible. But then it is 2 a.m, so as I was saying in an earlier video, it's a bit like the law doesn't count, doesn't exist through the night. It's just the funniest thing, isn't it? Our reality. So what is lighting up this sky? Is this northern lights, a northern glow? I know they call it, sometimes call it the summer dim, which is quite funny because it's so light at night. To me, these look like really wispy clouds, but I just love it. Very, very impressed. I would say to the naked eye, it looks very similar to what you're seeing, but I see a lot more detail, in part because the windscreen's blurred, and also because the camera quality and the fact I'm driving. And my lights don't light up the road quite as well as you see on camera. I think the camera's augmenting that. But over to the right, we must be seeing the North Sea and Atlantic Ocean. I'm not really sure which direction we're facing, so I'm not sure which is which. There's some cool lights there. I did see what looked like something like an International Space Station go by. There's something unmistakable about its speed and its strength of light as it goes past. Definitely felt man-made as it headed on by. Yeah, my main reason for filming just now was the sky. And now I'm going on this we're going on this descent. And the winds are picking up a bit as well. Such a fascinating landscape, Scotland. And I have a bit of a train behind me, a convoy. It must be. I really don't know this road, and it's dark and a little bit windy, so I'm like, it's hard to keep a super helpful speed, but hopefully I'm not slowing it down. I'm doing 50 miles an hour and we're doing it around a corner. And this beautiful blue colour, it's lighter to the naked eye than you can see on the camera. I think in part because when it goes full beam like that, it goes darker. And it's just incredible. And I can only guess what this will look like on the Psionics Aurora Pro night vision camera. That would be just amazing. Maybe these skies will still be there by the time I get to my destination. I'm considering going and asking about going on an earlier ferry. That would be cool. I guess you can only ask. And there's such a gap between them. I think the first one's 7:30 a.m, which is barely enough time. I don't think it's really enough time to go to sleep. Or I park and go to sleep and have a long lie-in. It's these skies. How am I going to sleep with these beautiful skies above me? I'll be staring, even if I was lying in bed, I'd be staring out the window going, wow, look at these skies. They're just so beautiful. And this is now 2:15 a.m. Just such a gift. I was in contact with my wife and family, just saying, giving earlier updates just before they went to bed, just letting them know it's still on the road and it was safe and the journey's going well. And it's so funny, you know, this is the risk you have when you drive at night, is that you're going to end up with you know, roadworks and road closures. But really, the only thing I'd say about roadworks and road closures is they either cause delays like we just experienced, or these long you know, diversions. And when that happens, I feel so much of driving at this time of night is the cognitive load. And even though I am very tired, my body is quite alert. It's a really funny sensation. And I feel a lot of that's because my mind isn't constantly having to work on, you know, what's that driver going to do next? Where are they pulling? Are they going to pull out in front of me or not? It looks like this is a steep decline down here. Whoa, the sky. Thank you for these beautiful skies. Ah, and thank you for this very steep cliff. And there's a nice glowing light in the sky. I think that's the sky. It's hard to tell if it's the sky or the sea. Wow, yeah, this is quite a steep hill. That light's in the sky, whatever it is, it's a bit like a planet. I don't know if it's showing up at all on the camera. You can tell it's a steep hill when there's an escape lane. These escape lanes look, you know, I think that's for when your brakes overheat or they're not working well enough, and you can just come off the road safely, not crash. Yeah, it's only 13%. I guess it's pretty steep. But yeah, they're really short. I'm used to seeing ones. Oh no, that one's much bigger, and that one has a big kind of gravel pit kind of thing where your vehicle will stop all by itself. And suitable for buses. Well, that's lovely if your bus knows in advance. When you made it all the way down here, like, oh no, we're gonna have to turn back. Oh wow, look at this. Now we're going back up. Load for 1 mile. Oh wow, okay. So let's see what happens here. I haven't done that many steep hills yet. This is the first steep hill. Whoa. What fun. Yeah, we are facing the North Sea, according to my GPS. Wow, and it's like pointing up to the sky. This big steep hill. Well, if this is the smooth main road, I'm glad we went this way and not didn't spend 2 hours zigzagging across the northern Highlands at 2 a.m. in the morning. This feels much more fun, much safer, and it's so funny, it's so bright. I keep saying it right, this is probably just a video of me going, wow, look at the sky, wow, it's beautiful, wow, it's a steep hill. This is why we do this. Oh, roadworks. How exciting. The guys behind me are probably like, no, not more roadworks. It's alright, these ones look inactive. I think we're going to automatically get sent through. Let's give it a minute. Enjoy the view. Thing is, it's 2 a.m. I think it's funny, the sensor on the traffic light just went red. Oh, it's seeing, I think it's seeing. Oh, come on, sensor. That was weird. When I moved my head, a little red light was appearing on it. Come on, otherwise Patch will wake up. Shall I just go? Oh no, we can go. Fun fact, this van is a kind of like a delivery van conversion. And they have no sound insulation. You know what's funny is, it's like we're getting closer to these clouds. What a funny sensation. I guess, I know I am, right? It's a tall hill, but it's not that tall. We're not in the Himalayas. Yeah, so there's no soundproofing at all, and really little comfort. I mean, there's no air conditioning either, so there's no comfort given to the driver. Which is kind of sad when you think about it, because you're like, the driver's a human too, right? The driver deserves to have, delivery drivers deserve to have, cushioned engine noise, like just like someone that's buying a car and wants a silent engine. And then also the air conditioning is great for them as well. But somewhere along the lines, an accountant is saying, no, we need to protect, the price for our customers, and our customers are saying, oh, I just want something that's cheap, but they never think, we're rarely conscious buyers and think, oh, but am I paying enough to make sure that the delivery driver that delivers it to me has aircon and doesn't, have to completely sweat it out constantly every summer when they're doing deliveries for me. This is really windy up here, and these cliffs look stunning over to my right, to the North Sea. These winds are quite brutal. And what's a bit scary is I'm going to be spending, in just a few hours, an hour and 30 minutes outside in the wind on a ferry. So I don't know what that's going to be like. Hopefully not too windy. I don't mind the sea. I was a sailor as a kid, and it's pretty rare that I get seasick. But I know this crossing is certainly quite adventurous. But I do think we're going on quite a large ferry. And that helps. Big boats, feel it less. That's the theory. But the prospect of sitting outside for an hour and 30 minutes could be tough. So I will pack some stuff for Patch and I. I think I'll just take a jacket, an extra jacket in my bag, and I can always wrap him in it. Wrap myself in a warm jacket too, windproof. And between the two of us, keep warm. take some treats, some water, and film a lot as well, of course. Yeah, I guess that's one factor. If I end up getting an early morning ferry and it's freezing because it's early morning, like 7:30 in the morning, whatever, maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should just wait until later. The way back's different because I've got a cabin for Patch. Not a cabin, but he has lounge access. It's a fancy access. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about this. It is. I can only describe it as coming to a different dimension. This place, especially in the middle of the night, everywhere feels like a different vibration. And we're now at 2:27 a.m. Expected arrival time is 3:09. So yeah. I think now, given the time and given this wind, I'm just going to go down to the parking and see if I can. There's like harbour parking just next to the main area where you queue to get in. I think you can also just pretty much go and join, like try and queue for the check-in. Probably could just join the queue for check-in and wait for 3 hours, for 3 or 4 hours till it opens. But I'll just wait and see when I get there. I wonder what these guys are doing behind me. I wonder if they're going on the ferry too, maybe. I feel like we're the only 4 vehicles that are travelling at this time of night at the very northerly tip of Scotland. Just such magical skies. It'd be amazing if it's like this in Orkney as well. I would love that so much. I think I'd just spend all night filming and asking my spirit guides about the clouds. The initial answer they gave, always there, always asking, always answering, is that it's to do with the electrical charge of the atmosphere this time. So these are a bit like large, elongated veins of electricity. So yes, they are a form of cloud, but they're highly charged and they're high up. I think I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. I tried my best to cover the microphone. No idea if it helped. I also managed to spill my water all over the passenger seat next to me, which is absolutely soaking, and it shows no sign of drying. So I think I'm going to have to dry that with a towel. And yeah, it's funny, I don't really want to set up my bed and everything, and I don't know, we'll see. If I'm just going to go to a place and park for the morning, I mean, I could like go to sleep at whatever 3:30 and get up at 10, I guess. That'd be amazing. Have a big fat lion. That would be great. Maybe I should do that, and then I'd be all recovered. Danger no parking. That was one of these escape slip roads. Like, can you imagine that? You get a bit of a rude awakening if you park there and a big lorry's brakes fail and has to use it. I think Patch has turned up at my feet. say hello to him. Hey, buddy. He'll be thinking, I wonder where we're going. We're on a big, epic voyage. I don't think Patch has never been on a ferry before, but he's been through the Channel Tunnel, the tunnel between England and France, and he's been on small boat rides, quite a lot of small boat rides. He's really not fazed by it at all. In fact, he's quite risky because he always goes really close to the edge, and it's like he wants to jump off constantly. So that's not as exciting, or is exciting, but not as reassuring when you have him on a boat. So keep him on a tight leash. Yeah, it's interesting, the skies. I feel like, even though we must have changed direction a lot, the skies look really, really similar no matter which way I'm driving. And it reminds me of, in gaming, this dome that they put over the top of 3D Worlds. It's called a skybox, and it's really funny. They just like stretch an image in a fisheye light dome over the top of the area. We just passed two little pyramids on the left that looked like burial mounds. No idea what they actually were, but they were just grass mounds, little triangles, a lot like rocks. You can imagine being here when Vikings turned up in their ships, their longboats, right? And you'd be like, oh no, who are these guys? But sometimes I'm sure they were friends too. Wow, it's incredible. You can see the sea, just make it out at the corner there. Apologies for the GPS continuing to take up like at least 20% of the screen. And now it's windy with a side wind, going downhill. Straight ahead there's two little red lights. Oh, excuse me. Yawns. Tell you what, this wind certainly keeps you awake. I feel the other secret to keeping awake is, well, I've been munching on some nuts, but I've also been. This van doesn't have cruise control, so you know you're just constantly adjusting pedals, right? And it's a manual stick shift, like or just we call it just a manual. Not automatic, so your body's always doing something that feels very much alive. Plus, I do drink these as healthy as they can be caffeinated drinks, and they're not very strong, but it does build up this kind of baseline of
turn left onto the hill.
Onto the what? I don't know what that means. But yeah, it is. It's helpful to have some. I find it personally, caffeine helps keep you awake when I'm driving through the night. Even though I won't be driving all the way through the night tonight. Anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. I hope you enjoyed the sky. Thank you for joining me, and looking forward to sharing more. But I'm not going to stop the video right now. I'm just going to wait until I get around this corner. Okay, there we go. Alright, take care. Sending love.